Will be in order. Senator from South Dakota.
Mr. President, this amendment will create a deficit-neutral reserve fund to completely eliminate the federal estate tax burden that's facing America's family farmers and small businesses. There are lots of reasons to support elimination of this destructive and inefficient tax, but for me the issue comes down to being able to tell the farmers and ranchers that I represent that I'm doing everything I can to make sure that they can pass on their family farm to the next generation without a double tax imposed from Washington, D.C. Behind me is a chart. This is data selected from the latest Agriculture Department report on farmland values. Farmers in the states represented on this chart truly are land rich and cash poor. These farmers literally have to sell off land or spend large sums in financial planning solely because of the estate tax. All of that to bring in less than 0.5% of all federal revenue. Next year, the estate tax will generate $15 billion is all, relative to all the harm that it causes to farms, ranches, and small businesses in this country. It's time to end this tax. It is time to put
Senator's
a
time
stake in the
has
heart
expired.
of this tax. I ask my colleagues to support the repeal with this amendment.
Who yields time in opposition?
I yield to the Senator from Virginia.
Mr. President.
Senator from Virginia.
Mr. President, there are strong feelings of opinion in this body about the estate tax. I personally feel the current estate tax, with a very generous $5 million per person exemption, $10 million per family, an estate tax that only applies to 3,800 families per year, is a fair part of our tax code. Others may disagree, but in our previous amendment, on the Warner Amendment 693, we said if you're going to replace the estate tax, you got to pay for it. The unfortunate thing about the Senator's amendment says if you repeal the estate tax, you cannot use revenues to replace that. It will only have to be replaced with additional cuts. Mr. President, we are in the problem. The problem we have at this point, $16.5 trillion in debt, because we have not recognized to get a budget balance, you've got to look at both sides of the balance sheet, revenue and spending. You can't just keep taking revenue away on every item. So I would urge my colleagues to oppose the Thune amendment.